Ever get the feeling you're kind of stuck, like on autopilot, just going through the motions, but not really in the driver's seat of your own life?
I know that feeling.
Well, today's deep dive might just have the roadmap to break free.
Oh,
We're exploring Gurdjieff's 48 exercises.
interesting.
It's a system for self-development. It's less about physical fitness and more about rewiring your whole approach to being human, basically.
Yeah, and that's exactly what sets these exercises apart, I think. They're not your typical workout routine. We're diving into this guide we found.
Okay.
It's simply titled G.I. Gurdjieff 48 Exercises.pdf.
Right.
It seems to lay out this unique system.
Okay, color me intrigued. So where do we even begin? With 48 exercises, is there like a Gurdjieff warm-up routine?
Haha, you could say that. The very first exercise, and it's emphasized as both the first and last, is all about self-observation and non-identification.
That sounds pretty deep right out of the gate.
Right.
What does that actually mean in practice?
So it's the idea that we can train ourselves to simply observe our thoughts and emotions without getting totally swept away by them.
Okay.
Imagine you're having a really stressful day.
Yeah.
Instead of immediately reacting, you take a step back and you say, okay, I'm noticing that I'm feeling stressed. What's causing this?
So it's about creating some distance
Yeah.
between you and the whirlwind of thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
That actually sounds kind of similar to mindfulness.
Yeah.
Something I've been trying to get better at.
That's a great connection. Modern psychology is finding more and more evidence, that this type of self-awareness is key to making better choices.
Okay.
By recognizing that you are not your thoughts or emotions,
Okay.
you gain the power to choose how you respond to them.
Okay. I could see that would be incredibly useful, especially in those moments when I'm about to lose my cool.
Right.
So if self-observation is step one, what comes next on this Gurdjieffian path?
Well, the next few exercises, numbers 2 through 4, they focus on something Gurdjieff called the machine.
The machine.
Yeah. Now, before you picture robots, he's actually talking about all the habitual, unconscious behaviors, the ones that run our lives without us even realizing it.
Oh, so it's like we're all running on pre-programmed software.
Exactly.
Most of the time.
Yes.
That makes me think about all those times I mindlessly scroll through social media.
Yep.
Is that my machine taking over?
Exactly. And those exercises are all about becoming aware of that programming.
Right.
So we can start to make more conscious choices.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these exercises build on each other.
Yeah.
But those unconscious habits seem so ingrained.
Right.
How do we actually start to become aware of them, let alone change them?
That's where the idea of the body as a tool comes in. Think of your body like a car. To drive it effectively, you need to understand how it works, right?
Right, knowing how to change a tire or check the oil can be pretty useful.
Exactly. These exercises help you become more aware of your body signals, your physical habits, and how they influence your thoughts and actions. It's about becoming a more conscious driver of your own life.
Okay, I'm liking this analogy. So we've got self-observation.
Yeah.
And then getting to know our inner machine.
Right.
Where do the exercises go from there?
Well, exercises 5 through 11 get into some pretty heady territory.
Okay.
Working with ideas. This is where Gurdjieff throws you a curveball.
Oh.
He asks you to define seemingly simple concepts like life or human being.
Whoa. Trying to define life.
Yeah.
I can already feel my brain starting to hurt.
The challenge is that we often take these concepts for granted. We use these words all the time without really examining what they mean.
That's so true. It's we assume we all have the same understanding.
Exactly.
But what if we don't?
Exactly. And Gurdjieff was very particular about language, about using words precisely.
Right.
These exercises force you to confront your assumptions and realize that even simple words can be incredibly complex.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these exercises are less about giving you answers.
Right.
And more about teaching you how to ask better questions.
You're getting it. It's about cultivating critical thinking.
Okay.
And challenging your own assumptions about the world.
So it's he's saying, don't just blindly accept what you've been told. Think for yourself.
Precisely. And even question your own understanding of, the words you use every day.
All right. My mind is officially blown. So we've tackled self-awareness and the machine.
Yeah.
And now we're wrestling with the meaning of life.
Uh-huh. Right.
What comes next?
Exercises 12 through 15 push the boundaries of awareness like even further.
Okay.
They're all about seeing the world from multiple perspectives, what Gurdjieff called triangulating knowledge.
Triangulating knowledge. I'm picturing some kind of mental compass with, like, 3 points.
It's not a bad image. It's about recognizing that there's always more than one way to see things.
Right.
Imagine holding a simple object, like a pen.
Yeah.
Usually you just see it, right?
Right.
But this exercise might ask you to explore it, like through touch, sound, maybe tap it on the table,
Right.
and even consider its purpose, its history.
So it's about going beyond our usual limited way of experiencing things.
Exactly.
And opening ourselves up to new perspectives.
Exactly.
I can see how that could be really useful in everyday life, especially when I'm, like, feeling stuck in a rut.
Exactly. It's about breaking free from our habitual patterns of perception and realizing that there's always more to discover.
Okay. I'm starting to see how these exercises are like a workout for the mind, stretching our capacity for awareness and understanding.
Yeah.
But we're only halfway through. Where do we go from here?
Well, get ready for a major shift in perspective. Exercises 16 through 19 zoom out to a cosmic scale.
Wow.
This is where Gurdjieff introduces his ideas about humanity's place in the universe.
Wow. That's a big jump from dissecting the meaning of life to contemplating the entire universe.
Exactly.
What kind of exercises are we, like, talking about here?
One that stands out is the exercise focused on realizing the fact of death.
Okay.
Not in a, morbid way, but as a way of understanding the bigger picture of existence.
That sounds pretty intense. I can imagine that kind of contemplation could really shake things up. But how does, like, thinking about death help us live better lives?
Well, you see, when you confront the reality of your own mortality, it can, like, shift your values, your priorities. You start to ask yourself, what really matters in the grand scheme of things?
Right.
It's a powerful way to wake up from the sleep of everyday routines.
Right.
And reconnect with what truly matters.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like a cosmic wake-up call.
And speaking of cosmic, you mentioned Gurdjieff had some complex ideas about the universe.
Right. He delves into the laws governing the universe, particularly this thing called the law of the octave.
Okay.
It's a bit complicated, but essentially he believed that everything, from music to human behavior, follows this cyclical pattern of development and transformation.
Okay, that sounds like a whole other deep dive on its own.
Yeah.
Maybe we can explore that in more detail later.
Yeah.
But for now, let's shift gears back to the individual. What do the next set of exercises, like, focus on?
Exercises 20 through 28 are all about taking action.
Okay.
Gurdjieff wasn't just, like, a philosopher. He wanted people to actually apply these ideas, to their lives. So these exercises, they're all about self-knowledge and using it to overcome your limitations.
Okay. So it's not just about contemplation, but actually putting these insights into practice in the real world.
But where do we even begin?
Well, there's this one exercise that always raises eyebrows. Pursue an impossible task.
An impossible task.
Hold on, is this about, like, setting ourselves up for failure?
No.
I'm all for pushing boundaries, but...
It's not about failure. It's about challenging your beliefs, about what's possible.
Okay.
Think of it less as actually achieving the impossible and more about cultivating a growth mindset.
Okay, that makes more sense. So it's more about the process of, like, pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zone.
Exactly.
Than about achieving a specific outcome.
Exactly. Gurdjieff believed that we are capable of far more than we realize, and that sometimes, the best way to discover those hidden capabilities is to attempt the seemingly impossible. Okay, that's actually really inspiring. So it's about embracing the challenge, even if we don't know if we'll, succeed. I can definitely get behind that. So we've explored self-observation, the machine, grappling with big ideas, expanding our awareness, confronting our mortality, and now we're pursuing the impossible.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here?
Well, the next set of exercises might sound a bit more familiar, but there's a twist.
Okay.
Exercises 29 through 37 emphasize discipline, both mental and physical.
Okay.
But not in the way you might, like, expect.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Does this mean we're finally getting to the workout part of these exercises?
Not exactly, like a gym workout.
Okay.
But they definitely require effort and focus.
Okay.
One that really captures this idea is, if a man forces you to go 1 mile, go with him, Twain.
So it's about going above and beyond, even when it's like not required.
Yeah.
Or even desired.
Yes, and using challenges as opportunities for growth instead of resisting or, complaining.
You embrace the situation and see how far you can push yourself.
Okay.
Gurdjieff called this conscious suffering.
Conscious suffering. Okay, that sounds a bit intense. Why would we intentionally choose to suffer?
It's not about like seeking out pain, but rather it's about recognizing that discomfort can be a powerful catalyst for transformation. Think about it this way. When we avoid difficult situations, we often stay, stuck in our comfort zones.
Right.
But when we choose to like lean into those challenges, we can discover hidden strength and resilience.
Okay, I'm starting to see the wisdom in that. It's about turning adversity into an advantage.
Yeah.
So we're pushing our boundaries physically and mentally, embracing challenges. What comes next in this Gurdjieffian boot camp?
Exercises 38 through 48 take us to the highest levels of awareness in his system.
Okay.
We start to explore the subtle influences that shape our reality, the interconnectedness of all things, and the idea of conscious morality. Okay, higher levels of awareness. Now we're venturing into some truly uncharted territory. I'm ready to dive in.
Great.
But before we do, let's break down these final exercises in more detail.
Okay.
Starting with number 20. What does Gurdjieff have in store for us?
Well, get ready to revisit the law of the octave. Remember, this law, it describes a cyclical pattern of development that Gurdjieff believed governs everything in the universe.
Okay.
Exercise 20. It's all about applying this law to our own behavior.
Okay, so it's not just about like understanding this cosmic law intellectually.
Yeah.
But about actually seeing how it plays out in our own lives.
Precisely. It's about becoming aware of the ebb and flow of our own energy, our emotions, our impulses.
Okay.
Gurdjieff believed that by understanding this cyclical pattern, we could gain more control over our reactions and make more conscious choices.
So instead of just being like swept away by our emotions,
Exactly.
we're learning to ride the waves, so to speak.
Exactly. It's about becoming the master of your own octave, navigating the ups and downs of life with more skill and awareness.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty valuable skill to have.
Yeah.
But how do we actually put this into like practice? What does this exercise look like in everyday life?
Exercise 21 builds on this idea by asking us to feel when an impulse has reached its own.
So we're not just like intellectually understanding the law of the octave, but actually developing a felt sense of how it operates within us.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sensitivity to your own inner states, noticing the rise and fall of energy, the ebb and flow of emotions.
So instead of just like blindly reacting, we're learning to observe the entire arc of an impulse.
Yes.
From its emergence to its peak.
Right.
And eventual decline.
Precisely. And in that observation, we gain a new level of control. We're no longer at the mercy of our impulses.
Right.
We can choose how to respond to them.
Wow, this is starting to feel like we're getting into some serious like self-mastery territory.
You could say that. These exercises are all about becoming more conscious and intentional in every aspect of our lives.
This is incredible. It's like Gurdjieff is giving us a whole new language for understanding ourselves and the world around us.
That's a great way to put it. He's providing us with a framework for self-discovery and transformation that goes like far beyond our usual ways of thinking.
Okay, I'm hooked. Let's keep going. What's next?
Exercise 22 introduces a powerful metaphor.
Okay.
Peel the onion.
Peel the onion. Okay, now I'm really curious. What are we supposed to be peeling away?
Well, think about all the different layers that make up our personality. We have our surface level attitudes.
Right.
The ones shaped by like our culture.
Yeah.
Our upbringing, our experiences.
Right, like the roles we play in society.
Exactly.
The beliefs we've adopted without really questioning them.
Exactly. This exercise is about peeling away those layers,
Okay.
getting to the core of who we are, our fundamental attitude towards life.
So it's about getting to know our true selves,
Yeah,
the person beneath the masks we wear for
exactly.
the world.
It's about excavating our authentic self,
Hmm.
the core values and beliefs that drive our actions
Right.
and shape our experience of the world.
That sounds like a fascinating, albeit potentially challenging process.
It can be.
What kind of questions might help us peel back those layers?
It could be something as simple as, why do I believe what I believe?
Okay.
Or what truly motivates my actions. It's about getting honest with ourselves, even if it's, uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this exercise can help us break free from those limiting beliefs and patterns, the ones that hold us back.
Exactly.
It's about uncovering our true potential, the
Yes.
person we were meant to be.
Exactly. It's a journey of self-discovery. And like any good journey,
Hmm.
it can be both challenging and incredibly rewarding.
I'm ready to start peeling. What's next on our Gurdjieffian adventure?
Exercise 23 seems simple on the surface.
Okay.
Note likes and dislikes.
Note likes and dislikes. That sounds pretty straightforward.
Right.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
Of course, it's not just about listing your favorite foods and movies.
Right.
It's about becoming aware of the patterns in your attractions and aversions.
So it's about paying attention to those gut feelings
Yeah,
of yes and no
exactly.
that we often ignore or dismiss.
Exactly. What do you find yourself consistently drawn to?
Mm.
What do you consistently push away?
Mm.
And what does that, reveal about your values, your fears, your desires?
Mm. That's a good point. It's like those seemingly insignificant preferences
Mhm.
can actually hold a lot of information about what's important to us.
Exactly. And once we become aware of those patterns, we can start to make more conscious choices about what we allow into our lives and what we choose to release.
Okay, I'm definitely going to start paying more attention to my likes and dislikes. It seems like there's a lot more to them than I realized.
There is. It's all about becoming a more conscious observer of ourselves.
Right.
Which, as we discussed earlier, is the foundation of Gurdjieff's entire system.
Okay, I'm ready to keep peeling back the layers.
Yeah.
What comes next on this journey of self-discovery?
Exercise 24 is about uncovering something Gurdjieff called the chief feature.
The chief feature of what?
Of ourselves.
Okay.
It's about identifying that dominant characteristic that seems to shape our personality and influence our actions in most situations.
So it's like figuring out the driving force behind our behavior, the thing that makes us tick.
Precisely. For some people, it might be a particular emotion like fear or anger.
Okay.
For others, it might be, a need for approval or a desire for control.
I'm starting to see how this could be incredibly insightful. It's like having a key to unlock the mysteries of our own behavior patterns.
Exactly. And once you identify that chief feature, you can start to, understand how it impacts your relationships, your career, your overall experience of life.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So it's not about judging ourselves for having a chief feature,
No.
but rather it's about becoming aware of it
Yeah,
so we can make more conscious choices.
you got it. It's about understanding the forces that shape our behavior so we can become more intentional about how we live our lives.
Okay, I'm ready for the next challenge.
Yeah.
What does exercise 25 have in store for us?
This one is a bit more dramatic. Find and crucify it.
Crucify. Okay, that sounds a bit intense.
It is.
What are we supposed to be crucifying? And do we need any special equipment?
Uh-huh. Don't worry, we're not talking about literal crucifixion. It's a metaphor for consciously confronting and overcoming that dominant characteristic, that chief feature you just identified.
So it's about recognizing the negative impact that our chief feature might be having and taking steps to transform it.
Yes.
But how do we even begin to crucify something that's so deeply ingrained in our personality?
That's where the real work begins. It's about becoming aware of the ways in which our chief feature might be holding us back
Right.
or, causing us suffering.
Right.
And then it's about making a conscious effort
Okay.
to choose a different path, to break free from that dominant pattern.
That sounds incredibly challenging,
It is.
but also incredibly liberating.
Yes.
It's like we're taking back control of our own destiny
Exactly.
rather than letting our chief feature, control us.
Exactly. It's about becoming the author of our own lives, rather than just playing out the same old script over and over again.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these exercises build on each other.
Yeah.
How they're all interconnected. We're not just learning about ourselves, we're actually transforming ourselves.
You're getting it. Gurdjieff's system is all about integrating knowledge and action, about using our understanding to create real change in our lives.
This is fascinating. Okay, what's next?
Exercise 26 invites us to make a role for yourself.
A role, like in a play.
Mm.
Are we supposed to become actors in our own lives?
Not exactly. It's about consciously choosing how you want to show up in the world. It's about defining your values, your purpose, your way of being.
So instead of just reacting to life circumstances, we're proactively creating the role we want to play.
Yes.
That sounds incredibly empowering.
It is. It's about taking ownership of your life.
Yeah.
Choosing your path and then acting. Yeah.
In alignment with that choice.
Okay, I'm loving this idea. It's we're all actors in the grand play of life. But instead of just playing the roles, that are handed to us,
Yeah.
we have the power to choose our own characters.
Yes.
And write our own scripts.
That's a great way to put it. It's about becoming the conscious creators of our own destinies.
All right. I'm ready to take on my new role. What's next on our list?
Get ready for a familiar challenge. Exercise 27. Pursue an impossible task.
Wait a minute. Didn't we already cover this one?
We did. It appears again in this set of exercises.
Okay.
Which highlights its importance in Gurdjieff's system.
Yeah.
It's a reminder to constantly push beyond our perceived limitations, to challenge ourselves to grow.
So it's not just a one-time exercise.
No.
But an ongoing practice.
Yes.
Of stepping outside our comfort zone.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see how this whole system is less about reaching a final destination and more about the journey itself. Yes.
The continuous process of growth and evolution.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a spirit of adventure, a willingness to try new things and embrace challenges.
Okay, I can definitely get behind that. It's a reminder that life is about exploring, experimenting, and pushing ourselves to discover what we're truly capable of. All right, what's the final exercise in this group?
This one is a bit cryptic.
Okay.
Go against inclination. The limits of its natural leave.
Okay.
That one needs some unpacking. What does it mean? To go against inclination.
Right. Are we talking about doing things we don't want to do?
It's not about, forcing ourselves to do things we hate.
Okay.
It's about consciously resisting our habitual patterns, those automatic inclinations that often, run our lives on autopilot. So it's intentionally disrupting our default mode.
Right.
Shaking things up a bit.
Yeah, I can see how that could be helpful.
Yeah.
But this idea of leaving the limits of its natural, what does that mean?
It's about recognizing that our inclinations often keep us trapped within certain boundaries.
Okay.
Whether it's our comfort zone, our fears, or our limiting beliefs.
Right.
By going against those inclinations, we can start to, expand those boundaries and discover hidden potential within ourselves.
Wow, this is really making me think. It's we're not just changing our actions.
Right.
But actually, transforming our entire perception.
Yes.
Is what's possible.
Precisely. Gurdjieff believed that true freedom, it comes from transcending our limitations, both internal and external, and these exercises,
Yeah.
They're all about giving us the tools to do just that.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving into the home stretch here.
Okay.
What comes next?
Well, the next set of exercises, they take a more practical turn.
Correct.
Exercises 29 through 37 are all about taking the insights we've gained so far and putting them into action in our everyday lives.
Okay, so we're moving from the realm of theory into the realm of, like, practice.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready to get practical.
Right.
What does exercise 29 have in store for us?
Remember that idea of conscious suffering we discussed earlier?
Yeah.
Well, this exercise, it embodies that concept perfectly.
Yep.
If a man forces you to go 1 mile, go with him, Twain.
So it's about going above and beyond, even when it's, like, difficult or inconvenient.
Yeah.
But doesn't that sound a bit, like, masochistic?
It's not about being, a martyr or, like, seeking out suffering.
Right.
It's about reframing challenges as opportunities for growth instead of resisting or complaining. You choose to, like, embrace the situation and see what you can learn from it.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like turning a potentially negative situation into a, like, chance to build resilience and develop our inner strength.
Exactly. It's about shifting our perspective and recognizing that even, the most difficult experiences, they can be valuable teachers if we approach them with the right attitude.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Good.
It's about turning adversity into an advantage.
Yeah.
So we're pushing our boundaries, embracing challenges. What comes next in this Gurdjieffian boot camp?
Exercise 30 takes this idea of conscious choice a step further.
Okay.
It asks us to determine what it is you really want in any given situation. Deliberately get it, or deliberately oppose the I to this wish.
Okay.
At any event, non-identify with the I.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for me?
Sure. It's about becoming aware of our desires.
Okay.
And then making a conscious choice about how to, like, respond to them. We can either choose to, pursue them wholeheartedly or deliberately resist them.
So it's about taking control of our desires instead of, like, letting them control us.
Exactly.
But what's this about opposing the I to our wishes?
This goes back to the very first exercise we discussed. The idea of separating ourselves from our thoughts and emotions.
Right, that idea of becoming the observer.
Yes.
Rather than getting swept away by the current of our thoughts and feelings.
Exactly. And by practicing non-identification, we gain the freedom to choose how we respond to our desires rather than simply, like, being ruled by them.
This is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
It's about becoming the master of our own inner world.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that mastery is essential for living a conscious and intentional life.
Okay, what's next on our action-oriented agenda?
Exercise 31 invites us to engage in some mental gymnastics relative to time, space, and motion.
Mental gymnastics. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
What does that actually, like, look like in practice? Are we talking about doing mental cartwheels?
It's about expanding our capacity for abstract thinking, challenging our usual perceptions of time, space, and motion.
Can you give me a concrete example of what that might, like, look like?
It could be something as simple as imagining yourself, traveling through time, visualizing different dimensions of space, or contemplating the movement of celestial bodies.
So it's about stretching our imaginations.
Yeah.
And pushing the boundaries of our usual way of thinking.
Exactly. It's about developing a more flexible and expansive way of perceiving the world.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like we're training our minds to see beyond the limitations of our everyday experience.
Precisely. Gurdjieff believed that our minds are capable of far more than we realize. And these exercises, they're designed to, like, unlock that potential.
Okay, I'm ready to give my brain a workout.
All right.
What's next on our list of mental gymnastics?
Exercise 32 is about bridging the gap
Okay.
between the abstract and the concrete.
All right.
It asks us to seek for concrete illustration and examples in experiences of the ideas.
So it's about taking these heady concepts we've been exploring.
Yeah.
And, like, grounding them in real life experiences.
Exactly. It's about finding practical examples that illustrate the principles we've been discussing.
Right. For example, if we're talking about the law of the octave, we might look for examples of how that cyclical pattern plays out in our, relationships or career paths.
Or if we're talking about non-identification with the I,
Yeah.
we might observe, how our thoughts and emotions come and go
Mm.
without defining who we are,
Right.
at our core.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about making these teachings more relatable
Mm.
and applicable to our own experience.
Exactly. It's about bridging the gap between theory and practice,
Right.
making these teachings, a living reality.
Okay, what's next on our agenda?
Exercise 33 is a tall order.
Okay.
Try to perform consciously instinctive, emotional, and intellectual work at the same time.
Whoa, that sounds like a serious mental juggling act.
Right.
Can you break that down for me?
Sure. It's about becoming aware of the different centers that operate within us, the different aspects of our intellect,
Right.
emotions, and physical body that influence our behavior.
So it's like we're mapping out the inner workings of our own, like, psyche.
Exactly. It's about understanding, how these different centers interact with each other,
Okay.
how they influence our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
This is fascinating. It's
Yeah.
like we're peeling back the layers of our own consciousness to reveal the intricate machinery.
Exactly.
underneath
Yeah.
the-
Gurdjieff believed that by understanding these inner workings,
Yeah.
we could gain greater control
Right.
over our own lives
Right.
and become more conscious creators of our own destiny.
Okay, I'm ready to explore the inner workings of my own sub-centers.
Right.
What's next?
Exercise 34 invites us to consider the power of choice in every moment.
Okay.
Try to keep in mind that at any given moment, you are actualizing one of several possibilities.
So it's about recognizing that we always have choices,
Yes,
even if we don't always see them.
exactly.
Realizing that we're not just passive passengers on the train of life,
Exactly.
but we can actually choose which track to take.
Exactly. It's about expanding our awareness of the potential that exists in every moment.
Okay.
Instead of feeling, trapped or limited by our circumstances,
Okay.
we can recognize that we always have the power to choose our response.
Right.
Even if it's just like a subtle shift in perspective.
That's a powerful reminder that we are active creators of our own reality.
Precisely. And that realization can be incredibly liberating. It frees us from the victim mentality.
Right.
And empowers us to take ownership of our lives.
Okay, I'm starting to see a theme here.
Mm.
These exercises are all about empowering us to become more conscious and intentional in every aspect of our lives.
Exactly.
What's next on our list?
Exercise 35 gets pretty meta.
Okay.
Try to keep in mind that when you talk these ideas to someone, or to a group, human cells are at that moment instructing a group of monkey cells, a cosmos.
Okay, that one needs some translation.
It does.
What in the world does that mean?
It's about recognizing the vastness and complexity of the universe that exists within each of us.
So it's about stepping outside our limited human perspective.
Yes.
And seeing ourselves as part of something much larger.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the cosmic significance of even our most, mundane actions and interactions when we talk about these ideas. Yeah. It's not just like a conversation between two people. It's a conversation between two universes.
Whoa, that's mind-blowing.
It is.
It's like Gurdjieff is asking us to view ourselves as microcosms of the universe itself.
Precisely. And that perspective can be incredibly humbling and inspiring. It helps us connect with a sense of awe and wonder at the mystery of existence.
Okay, I'm starting to feel my consciousness expanding.
Good.
Next.
Exercise 36 builds on that idea, reminding us that man himself is a cosmos.
Right.
It goes on to say, that this organism, the planet or globe of I, that this organism contains cells, corresponding to the categories of matter.
So this is about exploring the intricate and complex nature of our own being. recognizing that we are like made up of countless cells and systems that reflect the vastness and diversity of the cosmos.
Exactly. It's about recognizing the miracle of life that exists, within each of us, the incredible intelligence and complexity that we often take for granted.
Wow, that's really making me think about my own body in a whole new way. It's like we're each a walking, talking universe full of mysteries and wonders yet to be discovered.
Precisely. And that's what makes this work so fascinating. It's a journey of self-discovery that is like as vast and expansive as the universe itself.
Okay, I'm ready to delve deeper into the mysteries of my own inner cosmos.
Right.
What's next on our list?
Exercise 37 invites us to take a closer look at those subcenters we discussed earlier. It says, try to become aware of the operations of subcenters, the emotional and moving subcenters of the intellectual center, the intellectual and moving subcenters of the emotional, etc.
Okay, that sounds a bit technical.
Yeah.
Can you translate that into plain English for me?
Sure. It's about becoming aware of the different subcenters that operate within us,
right?
The different aspects of our intellect, emotions, and physical body that influence our behavior.
So it's like we're mapping out the inner workings of our own psyche, understanding how these different centers interact with each other.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're not just like a single unified I, but rather we're made up of multiple selves that are constantly, interacting and influencing each other.
This is fascinating.
It is.
It's like we're peeling back the layers of our own consciousness to reveal the intricate machinery underneath. But how do we actually become aware of these subcenters? They seem so subtle and elusive.
That's where the practice of self-observation comes in again. Right.
Remember that first exercise. By paying close attention to our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, we can start to notice the different voices, that are operating within us.
Okay, that makes sense. It's about becoming a more discerning observer of our own inner landscape.
Exactly. It's like developing a more intimate relationship with ourselves, getting to know all the different characters that make up our inner world.
I love that. It's like we're hosting a dinner party for all of our subselves.
Exactly. Yeah. And the more we get to know them, the better we can understand and integrate them into our lives.
Okay, I'm ready to send out the invitations. What's next on our list of Gurdjieffian explorations?
Exercise 38 invites us to look beyond ourselves and consider the broader forces that shape our reality.
Okay.
It says, try to keep in mind and realize that we are constantly receiving influences, from our culture universe.
So it's about recognizing that we're not just isolated individuals.
But we're constantly being shaped by the world around us.
Exactly.
It's like acknowledging that we're all part of a larger web of interconnectedness.
Precisely. It's about becoming aware of how our culture, our upbringing, even our social media feeds influence our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Gurdjieff believed that by becoming conscious of these influences, we could start to choose, which ones to embrace and which ones to resist.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
it's like we're bombarded with messages and influences all the time.
Yeah.
And this exercise is about becoming more discerning.
Right.
About what we allow into our minds and hearts.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of agency in a world that often, tries to tell us who we are and what we should think.
So it's not about rejecting all external influences.
Yeah.
But about becoming more conscious of how they're shaping us.
Yes.
And choosing the ones that align with our own values and aspirations.
You got it. It's about becoming the conscious architects of our own lives rather than, just passively absorbing whatever the world throws at us.
Okay, I'm ready to start filtering those influences and creating a more intentional mental space.
All right.
What comes next?
Exercise 39 gets pretty deep even for Gurdjieff.
Okay.
It says, try to realize that the organism is, in reality, a mere bubble.
A bubble.
Yeah, that in fact, all this material or actualized universe is related to the potential universe, as shadow is to substance.
Okay, that one needs a little unpacking.
Yeah.
What does he mean by the organism being a mere bubble?
It's about recognizing the impermanence of the physical world, the idea that everything we like see and experience is just a fleeting manifestation of a deeper, more fundamental reality.
So it's like saying that the physical world is just the tip of the iceberg. And there's a vast, like, unseen realm of potential that lies beneath the surface.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gurdjieff believed that there is a potential universe that exists beyond our limited perception.
Right.
And that the material world is simply like a projection of that potential.
Right.
He's inviting us to expand our awareness beyond the confines of the physical, and explore the deeper mysteries of existence.
That's a mind-bending concept.
It is.
But it's also incredibly liberating.
Yes.
Like realizing that we're not just limited by, the physical constraints of our bodies and the material world.
Right.
But that there's a whole other dimension of reality waiting to be explored.
Precisely. And that's where Gurdjieff's teachings really shine. He's not just like giving us information.
Right.
He's giving us tools to expand our consciousness and experience reality in a whole new way.
Okay. I'm ready to pop that bubble and explore the potential universe.
Right.
What comes next?
Exercise 40 takes a more practical approach, focusing on developing our attention and focus.
Okay.
It says, give all 5 points the necessary outer as a muscles, digesting and independent of subvocalizing.
Okay. That would need some deciphering.
Yeah.
What are the 5 points, and what does it mean to give them outer as a muscles?
The 5 points refer to our 5 senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell.
Okay.
And he's emphasizing that we need to consciously engage all of our senses to make them, strong and independent.
So it's like we're working out our senses, training them to be more receptive and discerning.
Exactly.
What's this about digesting and independent of subvocalizing?
It's about learning to experience the world directly without the filter of our internal chatter. Often when we experience something, we, immediately start labeling it, judging it, or comparing it to other things. This exercise, it's about quieting that internal dialogue and simply experiencing the sensations as they are.
Okay, I see. It's about becoming more present, more mindful of the sensory richness of our experience.
Exactly.
It's about savoring the moment without getting lost in our heads.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a sense of presence and appreciation for, simple beauty of the world around us.
I love that. It's like we're waking up from a dream and seeing the world with, like, fresh eyes. Okay, what's next on our sensory adventure?
Exercise 41 is a real brain teaser.
Okay.
The attempt to pronounce a poem and a series of numbers simultaneously using the customary centers for the poem, the vocalizing apparatus for the numbers.
Whoa, that sounds like a serious mental challenge.
Right.
What's the purpose of this exercise? Is it like a Gurdjieffian version of, like, brain training?
It's about developing our ability to multitask, to engage different parts of our brain simultaneously. It's about training our minds to be more flexible and adaptable.
So it's like a mental juggling act.
Exactly. It's about pushing our mental limits, and expanding our capacity for cognitive processing.
Right.
Gurdjieff believed that this type of exercise, it could help us break free from our habitual thought patterns and develop a more dynamic and expansive way of thinking.
Okay. I'm ready to give my brain a workout. What's next on our list?
Exercise 42 takes us on a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
It simply says, unroll a film.
Unroll the film. What kind of film are we talking about?
It refers to the film of our memories, the record of our past experiences.
Okay.
The exercise is about consciously revisiting those memories, not just like passively remembering them, but actively analyzing and learning from them.
So it's about reflecting on our past and extracting valuable lessons from our experiences.
Exactly.
But isn't dwelling on the past, like, a bit counterproductive? Shouldn't we be focusing on the present moment?
It's not about getting, stuck in the past
Okay.
or regretting our choices.
Right.
It's about using the past as a tool
Okay.
for growth and self-understanding.
Hmm?
Gurdjieff believed that by consciously revisiting our memories,
Yeah.
we could identify patterns
Right.
in our behavior,
Hmm?
recognize the consequences of our actions,
Right.
and ultimately make better choices
Right.
in the present.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like we're learning from our mistakes,
Mm.
recognizing those recurring patterns that might be holding us back.
Exactly. It's about becoming more conscious of our own personal history
Right.
so we can create a more fulfilling future.
All right, I'm ready to hit replay and see what lessons I can glean. What's next on our list of Gurdjieffian explorations?
Exercise 43 challenges us to tap into our creative side.
Okay.
It suggests we evoke in pictures the object to which ideas are related.
So it's about um, visualizing concepts and ideas, bringing those abstract thoughts to life in our imaginations.
Precisely, Gurdjieff believed that visualization was a powerful tool for understanding complex ideas and making them more relatable.
Mhm.
It's about using our imagination to create mental pictures
Right.
that capture the essence of a concept.
That makes me think about how much easier it is to learn something new,
Yeah.
when you can see it like visually represented. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, as they say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Gurdjieff often used vivid imagery and metaphors
Right.
to convey his teachings. This exercise challenges us to do the same,
Okay.
to use our own creative powers
Right.
to make those abstract concepts, more tangible and meaningful.
Okay, I'm ready to engage my imagination and bring these concepts to life.
All right.
What's next?
Exercise 44 might sound a bit abstract,
Okay.
but it's actually a powerful practice for creating balance and harmony in our lives.
Okay.
It says, supply the base, the third force, to neutralizers in all and every situation that is improve.
Okay, I'm going to need some help unpacking that one.
Yeah.
What is the third force, and what are we supposed to be improving?
Gurdjieff believed that every situation is influenced by three forces.
Okay.
Active, passive, and neutralizing the active force.
Yeah.
It represents the energy or impulse that initiates an action.
Okay.
The passive force represents the resistance or inertia that opposes that action.
Right.
And the third force, the neutralizing force, is the element that brings those two forces into balance and harmony.
So it's like a cosmic balancing act.
Exactly. And this exercise challenges us to become aware of those three forces at play in any given situation.
Right.
And to consciously apply the third force to create a more harmonious outcome.
Can you give me an example of how this might work in real life?
Imagine you're faced with a difficult decision. The active force might be your desire to take a risk and pursue a new opportunity. The passive force might be, your fear of failure or the comfort of staying in your current situation.
Right.
Third force.
Yeah.
It's the element that can bridge that gap. Perhaps it's your intuition. Your wisdom or your ability to see the bigger picture.
So it's about recognizing that every situation has multiple perspectives and that by finding that third force, we can make choices that are more aligned with our highest good.
Precisely. It's about stepping back from the duality of right and wrong, good and bad. Yeah.
And seeing the situation from a more holistic perspective.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this could be a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges and making choices that lead to greater peace and fulfillment.
It is. It's about becoming more conscious and skillful participants in the dance of life.
This is fascinating.
It is.
It's like we're learning to become cosmic alchemists, blending those three forces to create something new and beautiful.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next on our list?
Exercise 5 might raise a few eyebrows.
Okay.
but stick with me. Cast spells.
Fast spells. Hold on. Are we talking about actual magic here? Do I need to find a cauldron and start collecting, like, Eye of Newt?
Not quite. Gurdjieff wasn't talking about witchcraft or sorcery.
Okay.
He was talking about recognizing the power of our thoughts, words, and actions to influence, the world around us.
So it's about understanding that we have a creative force within us.
And that we can use that force to shape our reality. It's like the idea of manifesting your desires or the power of positive thinking to influence outcomes.
Exactly. He believed that our thoughts, they have a creative power, and that by consciously directing those thoughts, we can influence the course of our lives and even the world around us. It's about aligning our intentions with our actions and creating a more harmonious and fulfilling reality.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this ties in with the previous exercise about finding that third force. It's about recognizing our own agency and using it to create positive change.
You got it. It's about becoming conscious creators rather than passive bystanders in the unfolding of our lives.
Okay, I'm ready to start casting some spells for a better world. What's next on our magical journey?
Exercise 46 invites us to explore the idea of conscious morality.
Try to practice conscious morality.
Conscious morality. What does that mean exactly? Isn't morality just about like following the rules and being a good person?
Gurdjieff was talking about something much deeper than just blindly following external rules or societal expectations.
Okay.
He was talking about developing a more intuitive sense of right and wrong, the morality that, comes from within.
So it's about aligning our actions with our deepest values and principles. It's about acting from a place of integrity and compassion.
Yes.
Rather than just doing what we're told.
Exactly. It's about becoming aware of the consequences of our actions and choosing to act in a way that benefits both ourselves and others. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected.
Right.
And that our actions have a ripple effect on the world around us.
That's a powerful reminder that true morality is not just about like avoiding punishment or seeking reward.
But it's about living in a way that aligns with our highest values.
Exactly.
And contributes to the well-being of all.
Precisely. Gurdjieff believed that we all have an innate sense of what is right and good.
Right.
And that conscious morality is about developing that inner compass and letting it guide our actions.
Okay, I'm ready to embark on the path of conscious morality.
All right.
What's next?
Exercise 47 might sound simple on the surface.
Okay.
Try to think of the reasonable thing to do in any given situation.
That seems straightforward enough, but I'm sensing there's more to it than meets the eye.
Of course. It's not just about thinking logically or rationally, but rather it's about considering all aspects of a situation, including the emotional, the intuitive, and the spiritual.
So it's about using our whole being, not just our heads, to make wise choices.
Gurdjieff referred to this as objective reason, a way of thinking that, transcends the limitations of the intellect and embraces the wisdom of our whole being.
That makes sense. It's like recognizing that we're not just thinking machines, but we're complex beings with a wide range of capacities and perspectives.
Exactly. An objective reason is about integrating all of those capacities and perspectives into our decision-making process.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this connects to the earlier exercises about self-observation and non-identification. It's about becoming more aware of all the different voices within us, the rational, the emotional, the intuitive, and like finding a way to harmonize them.
It's about developing a more holistic and integrated way of being in the world.
Okay, I'm ready to start thinking more reasonably.
Right.
What's the final exercise on our list?
Exercise 48 is a fitting culmination of all the previous exercises, it says. Try to think of the reasonable thing to do, say, in any given situation. Each event is potentially a complete circle. but circumstances usually, distort it. Or at best, supply only a card if this much is supplied.
Right.
Try to determine just what is reasonably necessary to complete it. Supply it thus. See.
Okay, that's a bit abstract.
Yeah.
Even for Gurdjieff.
It is.
Can you help me break that down? What's the deal with the circle and the C?
It's about recognizing the potential for wholeness and completion in every situation,
Right.
even those that appear, incomplete or fragmented.
Oh.
The symbol represents the incomplete circle,
Right.
and the C represents the missing element that's needed to complete it.
So it's like seeing the bigger picture, recognizing that there's always more to the story than what we might initially perceive.
Exactly. Gurdjieff is inviting us to use our intuition and imagination to identify that missing piece and bring it into it's about becoming active participants in shaping our reality,
Right.
rather than passively accepting things as they are.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
That's like recognizing that we have the power to create wholeness and harmony in our lives.
Yes.
And in the world around us. It's about taking responsibility for our own experience and contributing to a more beautiful and fulfilling reality for everyone.
You've got it. And that's what makes Gurdjieff's work so compelling. It's not just about personal growth. It's about contributing to something larger than ourselves. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and using our understanding to create a better world for all beings.
Wow, this has been an incredible journey. We've covered so much ground, from simple self-observation to exploring the depth of our own being and the vastness of the cosmos. It's clear that Gurdjieff's 48 exercises offer a profound path for personal growth and transformation.
It has indeed. And while we've only scratched the surface of Gurdjieff's teachings, I hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity.
Absolutely.
And inspired you to explore his work further.
It certainly has given me a lot to think about and reflect on. I'm curious, from your perspective, what's the most valuable takeaway from these 48 exercises? What do you hope our listeners will gain from exploring this system?
I think the most important takeaway is the idea that we are not limited by our current level of awareness. We all have the potential to grow, to evolve, to become more conscious and intentional in our lives. Gurdjieff's 48 exercises offer a path for realizing that potential, for awakening to the fullness of who we are.
Beautifully said. It reminds me that this isn't about achieving some kind of perfect state of enlightenment, but rather it's an ongoing journey of self-discovery and growth.
Exactly. It's a lifelong practice, a commitment to becoming more awake and more alive in every moment.
Right.
And the beauty of this system is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Each exercise can be adapted and applied to our individual needs and circumstances.
I love that it's not about following a rigid set of rules, but about finding what works for you.
Yes.
And integrating these practices into your own unique journey. This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've only just begun to explore the depths of this fascinating system.
We have indeed.
Yeah.
And I encourage our listeners to continue this exploration on their own. Gurdjieff's 48 exercises offer a path for self-discovery and transformation that is as relevant today as it was, a century ago.
Absolutely. Well, before we wrap up, I have one final question for you.
Okay.
If you could choose just one of these 48 exercises to try today, which one would it be and why?
That's a great question. I think I would choose exercise 1.
Okay.
The practice of self-observation and non-identification.
Right.
It's the foundation of the entire system and a practice that can benefit everyone, regardless of, their background or beliefs.
Right.
By learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we create the space for conscious choice and transformation.
That's a fantastic choice. And it's a reminder that even the simplest practices can have a profound impact on our lives.
Exactly. It's not about complexity or, grand gestures, but rather it's about the consistent practice of awareness and intention.
This has been an incredibly insightful and inspiring conversation.
It has.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
It's been my pleasure. I always enjoy exploring these ideas and sharing them with others.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Gurdjieff's 48 exercises. Well, we encourage you to continue exploring these ideas and discover how they can enrich your own life. So next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep embracing the mystery of existence.